there's been talk over the last couple years of this housing bubble that Ontario is in, popping and crashing and everything burning in a fire. Let's just talk about it. Before I get started, though, if you could head down below and hit that subscribe button, as well as the notification bell to stay updated with all of our content, and hit the like button while you're down there. You might as well leave a comment too, since this is kind of talk-worthy piece of content. So, first things first, you gotta define what a housing bubble is, because I feel like a lot of people just throw the term around and aren't 100% sure. So, using a definition straight from the National Bank of Canada, what is a housing bubble? Housing bubble happens when the increase in real estate prices is fueled by demand and not the economy. So house prices go up, but the increase can't be explained by logical reasons like demographic changes, interest rates, or job creation. Okay? So if interest rates are low and the prices are increasing, that makes sense because you can borrow more money for less. But if they're just going up because supply and demand, that's when a bubble starts to form. So something similar happened in the States just before the 08-09 recession. Real estate sector was booming, prices, sales, construction, all increasing rapidly. But then the bubble burst because the market was booming for all the wrong reasons. And that burst is what everyone up here is afraid of, and a lot of people are so certain it's going to happen. Back then, it was easy to get a mortgage loan. Many borrowers didn't have the firm financial footing required to continue making repayments when the economy took a downturn and they lost their jobs. So that's very much simplifying it. But in Canada, the rules for buying a home have been tightened up over the last decade, and they're more stringent than the rules were in the States over the up to the run up of the 2008-2009 recession. So what causes a bubble? It's a lot of speculation. And to understand what speculation is, you have to imagine that everyone started buying shares in a certain tech company for 10 grand each, we'll say, hoping to sell them for more. For a while, some people are willing to buy their shares for more than 10 grand so that they can resell them at a profit too. But if the tech company's stock isn't actually worth 10K because there's nothing, no revolutionary product, no whatever to justify it, then the share price could plummet. Stock was overvalued. At the end of the day, there must always be a reason for the price. So, brings us back to Canada. What is driving the growth of these prices in, Ontario specifically? We had interest rates, for one, were as low as they ever have been. Absolutely teeny tiny, itsy bitsy. You've got the job market. People are getting paid well and feel secure in their jobs, they're going to feel more inclined to buy a property. And if people happen to lose their jobs, they may decide to reduce their outgoing spending and put their plans off purchasing or what have you, because with the tightening of rules, you're really not going to be able to purchase a property unless it is sustainable with the way that kind of the financial branch has tightened things up over the years. And then you've also got demographics. Immigration in Canada, young skilled workers are coming here, finding good jobs, which obviously creates more of a demand for housing. So, with all that being said, I have a hard time personally feeling that there's going to be a big burst, right? We still have supply. There is still demand, but things are moving consistently. It's not like the second something drops, it's sold. It will be interesting to see in, a couple years time now, when people are up for refinancing from 2020, 2021, to see what happens then, to see if we have a bunch of power of sales. But I don't think that it's going to be this big burst and it's doom and gloom and all this. And keep in mind, this is all just my opinion. I'm a realtor. I sell houses, right? Things have leveled off and they've stabilized. And the reason for the uptick in price was, and it was very drastic, but Barrie, specifically Barrie, had been undervalued compared to its neighboring areas for a good long while. So now we're kind of back up and more comparable to similar places, Innisfil, Newmarket, kind of more south. And yeah, I don't want to say that we're not in a bubble, because I feel like enough financial institutions have stated that we are. But just because you're in a bubble doesn't mean it's going to burst. And it's not like it's an out of control bubble, I don't feel. There was a bit of people just purchasing because FOMO, fear of missing out. But for the most part, I feel like at least the people that we work with, all the purchases were made and everyone was comfortable, right? No one's worried about losing their home in the next couple of years. No one's worried about, the prices of houses crashing, because it's all stable. People have jobs. People are working. People aren't losing their jobs, which is a big part of the reason why there could be a crash. People just suddenly become unemployed and can't afford their houses anymore. So we'll see in the next couple of years when people are up for refinancing to see if there's any big shifts in kind of power of sales and what the banks have to do. But I don't think it's all the doom and gloom that a bunch of different people I've seen on social medias are making it out to be. I've seen people on TikTok, no, the burst, it's coming. And if you ask me, it's not coming. It just feels like a lot of doom's calling to me, and that's just not healthy. So yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think I'm right? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Do you think I'm full of it? Do you have your brother's cousin's sister's son's got a podcast and he watched, Joe Rogan, and he knows everything about financial stuff and thinks I'm wrong? Well, then link it down below and I'll take a look at it and we'll see. So let me know in the comment section down below. Keep it civil though, please. While you're down there though, if you could subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell to stay up to date with all of our content, and hit that like button as well, because I don't know, it's fun to talk. I like it. But yeah, that's it for me here today, guys. Have any other questions at all, please feel free to reach out. Otherwise, you guys have yourselves a good one, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.